If the information is absent about iPhone from the rock, can a rock make an iPhone?
As long as it has the ability.
If it doesn't have the information, can it do it?
As long as it has the ability.
Okay, end of discussion, my friend. There's no point going. Bottle exists because someone made that bottle. Okay? So something can exist by their own self.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course, but I just want to finish this point. Every existence either is explained by their own existence or by another, other than itself. The world cannot explain itself. It has to explain by another. So how would you deal with that?
She had some questions as well, so I think
We can, but no, of course, no problem. We can take the question. Can we just take that question first? Yeah. But you don't have to go away. Please stay, please stay, please stay.
Do you think you could use science to evidence the supernatural?
Science needs to expand its scope to do that. It needs to have...
I don't think there's anything stopping science from demonstrating the supernatural.
Correct, but science is very dogmatic, limited in its scope. It cannot believe anything other than...
No, it can. It can. In principle, there's no in principle.
Can you publish a paper in any academic journal talking about God?
Of course you can. Of course you can. What's to stop you? What's to stop you? Anyone can
Have you ever tried?
Anyone can publish a paper.
They cannot.
Rupert Sheldrake publishes papers about parapsychology.
No. Any publication that even uses the word God to say God exists, it will be on peer-reviewed, rejected.
Yeah, but
Even if it goes not so much well-known peer-reviewed journal,
why would it be rejected?
Because of dogmatism.
No, it's not. No.
Okay, I fundamentally disagree with you.
No.
Because the whole dogmatic science out there, they cannot allow this kind of like God. Even there was a paper called The Hand of God that had to be retracted. The paper just talked about the hand of God. It needed to be retracted. So go into the academic journal publication and say, look, I'm an academic from that university. I want to publish, ask the editor of Cell, of Nature. Yeah, just ask them. I have evidence that God exists. Can I send that paper to you? Would you be able to peer review it? Why don't you do that and come back next day and tell me what your experience like?
Yeah, but you have to have like some kind of prediction that you can confirm.
That's what I said. If you said, look, I am a well-established academic,
Right.
researcher, and I am going to publish a paper, and I would like to publish in your paper, like
In your
Nature.
in the scientific journal.
Yeah. And this is the article my publication is about. Are you ready to publish it? Get it peer reviewed?
Yeah, you can do that. There's no problem.
Why don't you do that and then come back
Well, I don't
to the
believe in God. I
experience?
don't believe in God, so
No.
I wouldn't do that.
I am saying if somebody wanted to,
they
it's
can.
not going to happen.
Yeah, they can.
No, that's what you're saying. But I'm saying
I'm telling
to disprove what I'm saying, you can actually do this experiment, thought experiment or social experiment, and you'll say they will all reject it.
Anyone can publish a paper as long as you.
No one can.
As long as you have some kind of prediction.
No one can.
Because every scientific hypothesis.
Look.
Let me explain something. Every scientific hypothesis starts off with an assumption, right? So naturalism is an assumption, right?
What I'm saying is-
you're not going to let me finish.
Please finish.
Yeah. So every scientific hypothesis starts off with an assumption, right? Naturalism is an assumption, but then you have predictions that are confirmed based on your assumption, and that's what gets peer reviewed. Now, if you have a starting assumption that's supernatural, like there's a God outside the universe, that's your starting assumption. Now, if you have predictions that you can confirm, then publish a paper, have that peer reviewed. They will then confirm those predictions. If those predictions are confirmed, then you have evidence for your supernatural. That's how it works.
So you're saying, out of all these theists out there, hundreds of them in academia, they have not tried? All of them are conspiratorially, they just remain silent?
What predictions do they have? What predictions? Name one.
That's what I'm saying. You're saying they haven't got anything.
No, predictions specifically.
That's what I'm saying. You're assuming they haven't.
They have assumptions, they don't have predictions.
You are saying they don't have predictions.
Yeah, what predictions do they have? I'm asking you, what predictions do they have?
Okay. Let me give you an example how in 30 seconds I'll demonstrate to you how this whole thing is a whole of dogmatism. If something exists, could there be a time when there was absolute nothingness?
No, I don't believe that.
So what's the answer to my question?
I don't believe there's absolute nothingness.
So something always exists?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the property necessary for something that always exists to make any transformation?
Potential.
Potential? What else?
What else? You tell me.
I'm asking you.
You tell me. I gave you one. Potential.
There's more. Just because you have potential isn't what?
The ability.
Okay.
The potential.
Imagine now this has potential. Now, can you make pasta?
If it has the potential.
No. How does it make pasta? Tell me.
If it has the potential.
Good. It has potential. Now, how does it make pasta? What does it need to make pasta?
It uses its potential.
It has potential is what? What is potential?
The ability to create.
To ability. So it has the ability. Now, to make pasta, what does this umbrella need to know? Need to have?
The potential.
Potential is to begin with. You need to have that ability.
Yeah, I'm asking you a question.
Now, okay, if you have the ability to write a letter in Chinese, what does it mean? You need to know Chinese, don't you? Right. So to make the umbrella to make pasta needs to know what pasta is.
It doesn't need to know it. It just needs to have the potential. It doesn't need to know anything. No.
Potential itself is not enough and sufficient.
Why not?
Because potentiality means is simply the ability to do something, but then the next thing is, how do you go about doing it? You need knowledge, you need intention.
Why?
If it didn't have the will to do it, the intention to do it, it will never make
Why
pasta.
do you need attention?
I'm saying without the intention, it's going to make it.
You already have the potential. You don't need intention.
No. Potential is there. Potential is simply there that it has now the able to
Well,
do
what is
it.
potential?
That's what I'm saying. The ability to do something.
Right. So as long as you have the ability to do something, you don't need any intention, do you? You just have the ability to
So let me ask you again. Do you have the ability to make the next generation iPhone?
I don't have the potential, no.
What does it mean? When you say you don't have the potential, what does it actually mean?
The ability to create.
And what does ability here mean? If you're using the language, you need to explain what it means.
I'll just explain to you what it means.
No, I don't know what you mean by potential and ability.
You do.
No, I don't. What is required, my friend, to make the next generation iPhone by you?
I need to have the potential.
And what does it even mean, having potential?
The ability to create.
Circular argument again.
No, I'm just
The
describing-
potential and ability means what?
If you ask for a description,
Look,
it's going to be circular.
Potential and ability means what in this context?
Ability to create. To bring about something.
Potential and ability in this context means what? To make the next generation iPhone, what does it mean, potential and ability? What does it actually mean, these two words?
I don't know. You haven't explained why.
Let me tell you now what I mean. Let me tell you what I mean.
Why is intention necessary? I want to know the answer to that.
If you did not have the knowledge about an iPhone,
Why?
without knowledge, you cannot make any next generation iPhone. Knowledge is essential criteria. So just having the power and ability like a machine is not going to make an iPhone. You need to have the knowledge of the iPhone, the next generation iPhone, the features it's going to have. Knowledge is something different than ability. Do you understand that?
No, knowledge would be part of ability. So if you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the ability to create.
So
if you have the knowledge,
so the
then you have
ability,
the ability to create.
so the ability includes knowledge.
Yeah.
Good.
It can do, but you don't need it.
So without the knowledge, can you make
necessary.
iPhone?
You don't need it. If you have,
I'm asking you again.
if you have,
If you don't have the knowledge of the next generation iPhone, can you make an iPhone?
if you're talking about human beings,
Anyone,
If it's-
anything.
anything.
If you don't have the knowledge, can you make it?
No, if you're talking about something that doesn't have a mind, right? But
Come on, anything.
Yeah.
So I'm being
answering-
very
answering-
generic.
I'm answering you. So if you're talking about something, not someone, that has the potential to bring about the next iPhone, it doesn't need a mind, it doesn't need knowledge because it already has the potential to do it.
The potential includes knowledge.
No, it doesn't.
So if it doesn't have knowledge, can it make an iPhone?
Yes, if it has the
How?
potential. That's what you need.
No, tell me how.
The potential.
No, tell me how.
You have the power, the ability.
Tell me how.
That's what you need.
No, tell me how without the knowledge. I'm now challenging your very assertion. Please tell me, without knowledge of what an iPhone is, the next generation feature is, how can you make an iPhone? I'm still trying to find your reason to say that without knowledge, it's possible. Go on, tell me.
Yeah, so iPhones are man-made, right? So if you want to say that all things that are man-made need knowledge, I would agree with you, right?
I'm not saying man.
But if you're saying something, obviously some things don't have knowledge because they don't have minds. If they have the potential, you don't need a mind.
I don't even know what you mean by potential.
No.
I'm
The
saying.
ability to create.
So would that ability include knowledge or not?
No.
Instruction or not? Code or not?
If you say a rock, yeah, a rock does.
Can a rock make an iPhone, my friend?
Listen.
Thank you very much.
Listen. A rock. Does a rock have knowledge?
No.
Can a rock have knowledge?
Sorry, what?
Can a rock have knowledge?
Can.
Can a rock have knowledge?
No.
Right. If the
Can a rock make iPhone?
If the rock.
Can you answer the question?
If not, who I'm going. If a rock has the potential.
What does it mean?
Has the ability to create.
What does it mean?
Ability to create. The ability, yeah?
Does it include knowledge?
No.
He cannot make an iPhone. Then he cannot make a rock.
Listen.
I'm answering your question.
No. Listen. We already established the rock doesn't have knowledge.
So
right?
can it make an iPhone?
But if it has the ability to create the iPhone, it doesn't need knowledge.
I don't know what you mean by ability, knowledge. What do you mean by that?
Keep asking that, right?
You need to explain what you mean.
I've explained it.
If the rock does not have the knowledge of the iPhone, information, let's use the word information.
Have knowledge.
Excuse me. Let's use the word appropriately. Information. If the information is absent about iPhone from the rock, can a rock make an
As long
iPhone?
as it has the ability.
If it doesn't have the information, can it do it?
As long as it has the ability.
Okay, end of discussion, my friend. There's no point going. See you later. Salam.
How are you, brother?
You good?